All right. Hey, we are glad that you are joining us again for our morning show. I'm Jeff, the pastor here at Southern Heights, and we have several things for you today. As usual, we're going to start off safe. We're going to germ exit up. All right, be ready. We're going to get everything ready. We have some awesome stuff. Ryan's going to be on here in a minute with his cooking segment. And then we have another little challenge for us that we're going to do. We'll see how that actually works out. We're not 100% sure about it. But hey, we are going to actually kick off with a little bit of stuff that's going on this week. We have a podcast coming out. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. Wednesday night, we will have our children's curriculum available for the weekend so that you can watch the video together and do some of that stuff from our children's curriculum. Also, every night this week at 8 o'clock, we have a online Facebook, on Facebook Live, we are doing what Jesus did that day leading up to Easter. And so we're going to do that every night. We've done that Sunday and Monday, and you can catch up on those. And then tonight we're going to continue that. What was Jesus doing today in his final week before the cross and resurrection? And so we'd love for you to join us for that. And then Sunday at 10 o'clock, we will have our worship service that you can watch on Facebook Live, or you can watch on YouTube. And so we'd love for you to join us for this Easter Sunday as we worship and celebrate the resurrection. But here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to start with our devotion today, because last time when we ended with our devotion, everybody left. Everybody left whenever we ended with the devotion. So we're going to start with it first of all today. And I want to read from Philippians 4. And it says this, Philippians 4, 6, and 7. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Now, this week in our podcast, we're going to talk about this idea of peace. And that's why I wanted to read this section for us. And if you'll notice, what it says is when we give our troubles to God, we give them in prayers and petitions, and when we ask for his power to be involved, it says we can have his peace. And the way it describes peace here, it says that it transcends all understanding, and that's so true. We don't really understand why we feel this contentment. We don't understand why we feel this joy. We don't understand why we feel like things are not going to be terrible, even if they do look terrible. It's because we've given it to God, and God has given us his peace. And in this time, and in the way that things are in the world right now, we definitely need peace. And so this week, our podcast is going to be all about peace. As we continue through the fruit of the Spirit, we see what does it look like to have peace in our life, and how do we have that, and where did God make that happen for us? And so we'd love for you to join us for our podcast as we talk about and we look at peace. Well, now we're going to go into our cooking segment with Ryan. And Ryan is going to demonstrate for us how to cook some stuff. Here you go. We got to do the Germex. All right, there you go. Germex it up.
Gotta stay sanitary, you know?
All right. So this is Ryan. He is our worship pastor here at the church. And what is your barbecue group called? What do you call that?
I'm Rockin' Revs Barbecue.
All right, awesome.
So here, might as well glove up.
All right,
we take
glove
extra
up.
precautions.
All right, good stuff.
I don't know that you're gonna do anything today,
I
but
probably won't.
hey, the gloves make you look cooler.
Yeah, well, yeah. These are
More
great
professional,
ones. More
really.
professional, at least, yeah. Look like I did something.
Yeah. So today we're going to be telling you how to prep ribs. So a lot of people don't like to cook ribs. They think they're hard. But here's the deal. I've been to the store several times, and you know what's always there? Ribs. You might not be able to get ground beef, chicken, but you can always usually get a rack of ribs. They're pretty cheap.
What kind of ribs are those?
These are baby back ribs.
Okay.
So there's spare ribs that are bigger. There's St. Louis style ribs, but these are baby backs. These are my favorite. They're real tender, got a lot of fat on them.
Right.
I like fat in my meat, so that's what we're going with today. So the first thing you want to do whenever you're prepping ribs, get it out of the package and just kind of dry it off a little bit. I've already done that so we didn't make a mess on the table. And the next thing you want to do is you want to peel this membrane. There's a membrane here that's just kind of nasty. Nobody wants to eat it. It doesn't cook real well. So you just take you a knife, little butter knife. You can use a spoon. Get up underneath of it a little bit on one of the bones there. Get underneath it. Put your finger under there and just rip it up.
It makes a lovely sound, too.
Yeah.
Just
like that. Get all the way across.
Oh, there you go.
Just like that.
All right. What can you do with that?
You can't do anything with this.
All right.
You can't make rib stock out of this.
No rib stock.
No
All right.
rib stock.
Yeah, we had some complaints after last week about the chicken spine being thrown away.
I threw it away, and I guess I shouldn't have. I got in trouble for that.
Yeah,
one.
evidently Yeah, you
I got in trouble for that one.
Yeah. So you can't use this stuff though. Not like
No,
the
this
chicken
it's
spine.
not edible. You can't use it for anything. Just throw it away.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
All right.
All right, next I'm just gonna square these up. There's some flappy stuff on here that's just gonna cook out too fast. So you're just gonna square them up, make sure that everything's kind of the same. Now, you can cook this. This is still edible. I like to put that on there on the grill or wherever, and I call that pitmaster privilege. I get to eat that before anybody else gets to taste it.
There you go.
So don't lose that part. Flip it over, just kind of square everything up. Get all if there's any little hangy pieces. Sometimes you get a bunch of fat right here on this section. There's a little bit here. That's not bad. Sometimes there's a big fat cap. You want to kind of trim that off, but just to make it look good. And then that's all you're gonna do. Just kind of square it up, make sure it looks good. Nothing's it's all pretty even across there, and that's all you gotta do with these. Sometimes a lot of people take them and you want to get crazy with them. Competition style, you want to really square them up, but hey, we're eating these.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm gonna eat them later.
Yeah. There you go.
So, now, same thing with what I did. I'm gonna throw this away for now because we're not gonna do anything with it today. Then, I'm gonna take one glove off. Keep this, you do the honors?
All right.
So today,
gloves.
we got
that.
it's flip top.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's 2020.
I
We
see.
use flip tops.
Oh,
other
flip
side.
tops.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
There you go. So same kind of thing with the chicken. We just wanted to go base coat of a light, salt, pepper, garlic, everyday rub today. On Thursdays, on the next time we do a morning show, we're gonna make our own rub. So we're looking forward to that. Skin there. All right, go ahead and hit that side.
All right. Here we go.
Look at that. That's perfect. That's a perfect dusting.
Yeah, I know, man. These fancy flip top lids now.
Yeah.
Back in my day,
You didn't have this kind of stuff.
I know. So, all right, and then
This is the barbecue rub, just a basic barbecue rub. One of my
Is
favorites.
this what you're making?
No,
Next,
no.
You're not gonna make something like this?
Well, it'll be kind of like that.
Is that too much?
No, keep going.
Oh, you gotta get more.
Oh yeah.
All right, gotta coat this bad boy.
Yep. There we go. That looks pretty good on that side. Hit this side. Look at that. That's good technique.
Yeah.
That's real good technique.
There we go.
Rub it in, pat it in, and you're ready to go. You're gonna cook these. You can cook them on your grill. Even if you don't have a smoker, you can put these just offset on your grill. Just put your coals on one side, put your meat on the other side, offset cook it for a couple hours. They'll be good to go. You can throw them in the oven. I don't recommend it. I've seen people put them in an Instapot. I don't recommend that either. But hey, if that's what you go for, that's what you go for. But I'm gonna smoke these at about 275, 300 degrees in my cooker.
For how long?
For about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'm gonna wrap them in foil.
Okay.
Just kind of get them tender. They're gonna get all the smoke they can in those first couple hours. And then I'm just gonna wrap them in some foil, get them tender, and they'll be ready to eat in about another hour and a half after that. So 3 or 4 hours, you can have your nice rack of ribs.
Yeah, see, whenever you're home and you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do, you just throw these in the smoker, whatever you have on the side of the grill there.
Yep.
And a couple hours later, you got some good
You
stuff.
can even I've even seen people do it with a propane grill.
Okay.
Just light one side of your propane grill up, get it hot, put your ribs on the other side, let it cook for a couple hours until it looks good, wrap it up, call it good.
All right.
There you go. And that's cooking with Ryan.
All right, there we go. And so next on Thursday, we're going to have him making a rub so we can see what that looks like. What are some ingredients people would need for that?
You're gonna need salt, pepper, garlic powder, maybe some onion powder, paprika, brown sugar works really good in there, and any kind of other flavors you kind of want in it. It's kind of up to you, but that's basically salt, pepper, garlic, onion, brown sugar, paprika is gonna give you a little color. If you want spicy, you can put a little cayenne or a little more paprika. So whatever you want to do, but we're gonna make one up and see how we do.
And we know Ryan's a professional. You know how we know that? It's because he has a toolbox. If you can see the toolbox that's right over here, he has a toolbox. And that is not tools. That is all meat preparation and cooking. So
More gloves,
that's how you know somebody's
knives.
a professional barbecue person. They have a toolbox of barbecue stuff. So last week, we haven't got a lot of good ideas for these challenges yet. Somebody said we should yodel, but I don't know that we're going to do that.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why we should try it. And so anyway, we need some more suggestions. Also, we haven't had any questions either, and we answered questions as well. So I got thoroughly defeated in the dance competition last week. So we're going to try something a little different that is probably not going to be in Ryan's wheelhouse so much. He beat me pretty good. What we have here are mealworms. And if you'll notice, all the labeling is in a foreign language. And
Not from around here.
It's not from around here. And on top of this, I do believe these expired 3 years ago. And so this is the thing. I can't show you the top because I kind of cracked it open. And I think there's some kind of juice in here. Now,
And just for the record, I don't eat stuff that's like the day of on the expiration date. Like, I'm out on it.
well, this isn't day of. This is 3 years past.
This is
So
3 years past, but
there
I
you go.
don't typically, I mean, if milk says it goes bad today, I'm not drinking it.
So our plan is to eat one of these, but when I open this, I cannot promise that even I, who eats things like this, are going to do it because, I mean, it's 3 years expired and it does not smell good. So
I'm gonna put a glove on.
all right, he doesn't even want to touch it. All right, so we're gonna. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Oh, it smells absolutely. Yeah, I think we're out. It's so bad. All right, yeah, that's not gonna work. We're not gonna do that today because I think the 3-year expiration date is very accurate on this, and I don't want to.
Proves my point. Don't eat stuff after it's expired.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want to survive COVID and die from mealworms. So so we're out on that. That
I can
little
still smell it.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
Imagine a can of Spam that's expired and had a hole in the can for a couple years, and then you open it. That's kind of what we're
And
smelling.
it's full
here.
of worms.
It's full of worm juice, and yeah, it's not good. So this isn't going to work the way we had hoped on our little competition.
Jeff
But-
wins because he got closest to it. How about that?
Oh, it's bad. It's bad, and I'll tell you what, if I think it's bad, it's real bad. So anyway, we're not going to go with that competition today. But we are glad that you joined us. We're going to be back Thursday for our morning show. Join us for all the stuff we have going on this week. Every night we have talking about Jesus' walk up to the cross. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. And then Sunday morning at 10, we'd love for you to join us and worship online together for our Easter services. Ryan, you got anything that you want to say before we head out?
I don't think so. I've really enjoyed the each night. We've done a couple nights here for the Easter, walk through Easter. That's been really good. It's on to our Facebook page, so that's where you'll find that. So make sure you tune in 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 8 o'clock, yep.
I almost missed it last night, but I got on. So
8
it
o'clock.
was good.
8 o'clock Central. We have people trying it all the time. 8 o'clock Central. I know this is a national phenomenon. And so, yeah it's 8 o'clock Central. Anyway, we are glad that you joined us this morning, and we'll see you next week.